score the highest by a big margin is quite unique.
You can see it in his mind. He's like, please work, please work. Actually ended up marrying their AI friends and chatbots.
Jeez. Hey, welcome everybody back to the AI Andy podcast. A lot of things happening this week in the AI news space. Today, I'm going to dive deep into some AI agents and automations and a couple of cool things. So what about you, Mike?
Yeah, as you said, a lot of things happening in AI this week. You know, AI never sleeps, as a lot of people say on Twitter. It was funny because a couple of days ago, I kind of sat down and I tried to think what we should talk about during our next podcast, and I couldn't find anything interesting to talk about. And I thought, oh, it's going to be a boring episode. We probably shouldn't even record it. But then a couple of days ago, we had like two massive things happening. One was the Google event, and the other one was announcement from XAI that we are going to talk about today. And yeah, there's one more kind of topic that I've picked that I think should be a good discussion. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. Well, let's jump right in. The first one being that I just saw this new AI agent that is able to become a software engineer and achieving 30% on the SWE bench. And I just want to kind of talk to you about this. And I have basically 3 different AI agents that I want to talk to you about. All of them are very specialized. Some of these AI people, they always talk about, or Mark Zuckerberg said like, oh, we're not going to have like one AI agent to rule them all. We're going to have thousands or even millions of AI agents, all specialized. And I kind of went head first, diving into all these cool things that just happened this week. So yeah, we're going to talk a lot about agents today. And I know that the audience also loves AI agents. And the first
Everyone
one...
loves AI agents.
Exactly. I love AI agents as well. And especially when it comes to one of the second ones.
And
or the third one.
Some people, yeah, and some people love them too much. But we're going to talk about that in a moment.
That's foreshadowing right there. All right, so we're gonna basically, this all happened with Alistar. He said, I'm excited to share what we build, the world's most capable AI software engineer. So we're just gonna watch this video real quick and I'll show you what it does and his thoughts on it. And I have a couple myself as well.
Hi, I'm Ali, co-founder and CEO of Cosine, a human reasoning lab. And I'd like to show you Genie, our state-of-the-art fully autonomous software engineering colleague. Genie has the...
So here you can see as well that Genie is getting a 30.07 compared to the factory code droid, which is Amazon Q. So it's a big increase. And
massive increase.
How are they doing that? Let's find out.
Highest score on SW Bench in the world. And the way we achieve this was by taking a completely different approach. We believe that if you want a model to behave like a software engineer, it has to be shown how a human software engineer works. We've designed new techniques to derive human reasoning from real examples of software engineers doing their jobs. Our data represents perfect information lineage, incremental knowledge discovery, and step-by-step decision making.
So this was one of the coolest things that they kind of discovered, which is they're taking from human reasoning, basically looking at how do humans and software engineers in themselves come to an answer. And that was what he said, perfect information lineage. So it's actually like some people write the code and then they ask, hey, what am I going to do? What am I doing wrong here? And then they get an answer to that by another software engineer. And it kind of goes through that. And that leads to the incremental knowledge discovery and the step-by-step decision making that
makes sense.
And which was one of the reasons why they were actually able to increase it by that much, is learning by having their data based on human knowledge and what actual humans do.
Representing everything a human engineer does logically. By actually training Genie on this unique data set, rather than simply prompting base models, which is what everyone else is doing, we've seen that we're no longer simply generating random code until some works. It's tackling problems like a human. So let's take a look at Genie solving a real problem from a real repo. You'll notice you can prompt Genie with a natural language prompt, ticket, or in our case, a GitHub issue. So I'll go ahead and start.
So this is pretty incredible in itself. You can just enter a link into there with an issue, and you'll see now kind of the step-by-step that it'll go through.
So now Genie's fetched the GitHub issue. When I click solve, it'll start looking into the problem. As you can see, it started thinking about what it'll need to find in order to solve this problem. This process is iterative, and it will keep going until the model is satisfied that it's found everything that it needs. There we go. We can see that it's pulled a couple of examples of files from the codebase that intuitively look like they're relevant to the issue that we're looking at. Now, it's going to start writing code to try to solve the problem. Much like the retrieval step, this process is also iterative. Genie will write code, run it, and then react as a function of what it's seen.
So this is a really interesting idea, right? Because I don't know if you saw one of my videos where I made like code, and for me, coding with ChatGPT is basically get it to write the code, put it into VS Code, get the error, put the error back into ChatGPT again, get new code, put it in, get an error again, and then, you know, that's the iterative step.
Yeah, that's how coding looks like for 95% of ChatGPT users, right?
Exactly. And here it's just doing that naturally, and all of it is iterative, which means it has a cause and effect chain. So it's basically, hey, the error, you get that thing that I just talked about automatically, which is just amazing.
Yeah, and then you can see how it moves from one stage to the other, right? So we've got finding the files, then obviously planning action based on what we found. So looks pretty cool.
One of the great advantages of our data-first approach is that because our model has watched more humans solve problems than any human could in a lifetime, it has a great grasp of how software engineers really break down and triage issues. It's also easily able to edit code in place, which is something that foundational models struggle with without rewriting entire sections. Genie is now...
So again, it went from running the tests, it found an error, then it's starting to plan an action again, and then it will probably start writing the code again, which is the iterative process that they're talking about.
Running the code it's writing and is using the debugging tools that we've given it to look at application state and execution flow, just like a developer would. Again, it's seen humans do this millions of times and is emulating that process. So back to the task. We've just watched Genie try a couple of different approaches to solving this problem, and at first it wasn't successful. So it planned again and has just written an alternative approach. This process can continue indefinitely, and because of the long context window that Genie has available to it, many different approaches can be tried without losing any information along the way. There we go. All the tests are now passing. Genie has successfully solved this problem, and it solved it in just 84 seconds, which
Massive congrats. If you would give this task to any software engineer out there that had no information about any of this, it would take a long time for it to, you know, find the files, think about the planning action, writing the code, running the tests. It would take a lot longer than 84 seconds, that's for sure.
100%.
I guess was much faster than any human could come to an unknown repo with an unknown issue and solve a problem. So now it'll write a PR title and a body and actually open the PR on our linked GitHub repo through the Cosine web platform. Any comments?
So this is probably one of the coolest parts of this.
Or reviews left on that PR will be heard by Genie and will be acted upon as if it was a real human colleague.
That's incredible. You literally post it, and if there's any comments, any dislikes, any reviews, it will literally listen to that and take that into feedback and then try to iterate again based on human feedback. I wonder how fast you can actually trick it into seeing, hey, there's some hallucination going on, and then, you know, break it. But yeah, I think one of the, well, here you can see like the vision of the company a little bit more.
We'd like to thank OpenAI for allowing us to fine-tune such a long context window model. And I'm extremely excited to see where and how you guys use Genie. If you'd like to give Genie a try, just head over to our website at cosine.sh.
Cosine.sh.
Wow, okay. Because obviously before that, I was thinking, you know, software engineer, that's surely one of the roles that you kind of need humans to do, right? Because no AI is going to be able to see the software like humans do and use the software like humans do, right? And then here we are. We've got the company that fed the kind of human, I guess, like data into the AI, and it's doing magic with it. It looks like.
Yeah, exactly. I love that they're actually taking like the human approach to it instead of, like I explained before, like write code until it works and then try to fix the bugs. And usually it ends up just in loops and loops trying to fix itself, but it actually never is able to do that. And yeah, being able to score the highest by a big margin is quite unique. Now, you might be asking, can I use this now? And the answer is join the wait list.
Of course it is.
So is this hey, we've announced this thing that looks really good on the trailer,
but you can't use it until next year. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I found this really interesting, obviously, software development. And yeah, from all of these AI agents things that I got today, they're all obviously kind of like, okay, the agent will do the work instead of the human. But in this case, the human literally moves up the stack to become an overseer of the process and check out what it's doing. And besides software, we're going to talk about a lot of more pretty very, very scary things going on with agents at the last agent that I'm going to talk about. But yeah, that was Genie, cosine HS. Check it out. Join the waitlist if you want to.
If you're interested in those sorts of things, we had some pretty big announcements at the latest Made by Google keynote that was held just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that was big. Google Pixel launching, ton of AI improvements.
Exactly. And I think the announcement that most people are interested about is the new additions to the Google AI and the Gemini, and what we're going to be able to do with it on our Android phones. So I'm going to start with that. And
yep,
there are pretty big things happening. So you know how Google would tease everyone with their new voice assistant, I guess, in a way, for months now. And they finally released it, and it's going to be called Gemini Live. And it's going to work in very similar way to GPT voice. So you're going to be able to have a conversation with it like you would with a human. You're going to be able to interrupt it as well. So
yeah, I saw this one and it was it wasn't as lifelike as the GPT-4 voices that we got now, but I really liked that it was super quick. It could also be interrupted. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of like ChatGPT. And one thing that I heard was that it was going to go, or you know more about this, but was that the one that was supposed to change AI assistant, like Gemini AI assistant?
Yeah, so basically Google Assistant is no more. We're gonna move over to having Gemini on our phones, but there's always a but to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
to be able to use the Gemini Live, you need to be subscribed to Gemini Advanced, unfortunately.
Of course.
Of course you do. Yeah. And I think they started to roll that out now. So more and more users are going to be able to access it soon, but you have to be subscribed to Gemini Advanced. And one of the cool things about this new assistant is that it actually integrates with many of the Google apps like Google Keep or Google Calendar. So you can basically just open the assistant and ask it to schedule an event for you for next week and see if you're available. So that's probably the most exciting part of this, I think.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I saw for the demo, I saw that he was like taking a picture and then asking it for the schedule. You probably saw I'm getting thumbs up.
I was literally gonna mention that.
Yeah. For the people that haven't watched it live, they did like the keynote speech, and there's a dude that takes the. You actually have the.
Yeah,
I found show that.
Yeah, it's under 2 minutes, so it's not too long. So here's the clip of what happened during the Made by Google keynote. So yeah, let's watch it. It's super funny.
Yeah.
So if I happen to come across this concert poster for Sabrina Carpenter, I'll just open Gemini, take a photo, and ask Check my calendar and see if I'm free when she's coming to San Francisco this year. Gemini pulls relevant content from the image, connects with my calendar, and gives me the information I'm looking for.
Ooh, as you can see in the
Demo
top
issue.
there,
Let me
it
try one
says
more time.
something went wrong.
Yeah, the error message showed up. Let's see if it works this time.
All right. Check my calendar and see if I'm free when she's coming to San Francisco this year.
And
with us today.
The moment of silence.
yeah, yeah.
Nope. Uh-oh.
Oh,
looks like,
no.
looks like they're not with us. All right. Let me try that one more time.
I do kind of
on
like
another
that
device.
he has when she comes to my city today, because it actually looks like Sabrina, or I don't even know this artist, but she's just saying she comes to, which is pulling from a lot of context, and then it actually pulls from the calendar, which is big. Like it takes from the image, so it's clear multimodality. It takes an image, then it has the voice recognition, and then it goes to the calendar to bring out the times, which is 3 steps, and that's really what we want.
It is what we want, as long as it works, obviously, as it should. But yeah, 3 steps, probably a little too hard of a task for the stage that this is at. But yeah, let's see if it works. They're gonna try the first time now, so let's see if it works.
Sorry about this, folks.
3rd time the charm.
Let me go back. All right, I'm going to take that photo. One more time. Check my calendar and see if I'm free when she's coming to San Francisco this year.
You can see it in his mind. He's like, please work, please work.
I love that he's keeping the positive energy about it too. Oh, he's a little bit nervous now.
A little bit nervous, yeah.
All right.
Hey.
There we go. All right.
And the crowd goes wild.
Crowd went absolutely wild after this.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you can see the answer. Sure, I found Sabrina Carpenter is coming to San Francisco on November the 9th. So, as you said, he's got access to many different Google apps and stuff.
Yeah,
but...
then he probably searched as well. Or either it took the image, it probably was the date. Or maybe it wasn't even the date on the thing. But yeah, maybe it searched the web as well then.
Possibly. But as you can see in the top left here, what you also need to be able for this to work is Google Workspace.
Right. Yeah.
Subscription. So here's that.
Yeah. I actually did. I did a video on this, and it's so complicated the way that Google's done it. Because for me to get you can buy Gemini through your own personal, but to actually get all these drive features, calendar features, all the cool stuff, you have to have Google Workspace, and that works with the Google Cloud basically. And yeah, there's a video on it on my channel about this. But yeah, if you think that you're gonna get all this, or as he showed on a demo here, you probably have to have like the business type of Google to get access to these first, which is what they did the last time as well.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, unfortunately, with things like that. But apart from the additions to Google Assistant, the Google Assistant and Gemini, we've also heard about the new AI features that are coming to the new Pixel phones. And yeah, by the way, they're going to be releasing new Pixel phones, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But let's just first cover the cool stuff that we're all excited about. So
the Add Me feature was crazy.
Yeah, one of the features. Have you got the video of it? Because I actually couldn't find any. But basically, what this feature is it lets you take a group photo. So say there are 3 of you, right? And you all want to have a photo together. So instead of just asking somebody to take a picture of you, you can use this Add Me tool that will basically add you to the picture as well. So you take the picture of, say 2 of your friends, and then You kind of swap with one of your friends, and then you take a picture again, and then AI will kind of merge those two pictures together so that all of you are on the same picture.
Yeah. It's
I hope
super
that made
surreal.
sense. It is, it really is. Yeah, and one of the other features that they've added was pixel screenshots, and what this does is it lets you find screenshots that you took previously based on text prompts. So you can just type a prompt of what the screenshot was showing. So if there's any screenshot of a website that you're looking for, or any kind of ad, maybe, if you just describe what was on the screenshot, the AI is going to be able to find it for you, which is super useful if you have a lot of screenshots on your phone. Like me, I've got about 2,000, I think, now. Yeah, and I really need to do something about it. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, it brings back to it's very connected to like the Microsoft Recall, right? Like if you have, oh, I took a picture of this dress, but then you can't actually remember what dress it was. You can ask it like, hey, I saw this green dress. I'm speaking in women's terms, so we wouldn't buy a dress, but say leather jacket. I saw this black leather jacket screenshot, and you can actually find it.
Exactly. Super handy tool. Just like the next one, which is called Call Notes. And what this does is it transcribes your phone call, so you can come back to it later, and it will also provide you with AI summary of it with all the key points. So if you had like 20-minute long conversation, instead of you just noting everything down as you go, you can just look at the AI summary at the end, and obviously you will know all the key points that were mentioned. Again, super handy if you're on the phone a lot. And then we also had a couple of image related tools or functions that were added. One of them being Reimagine, and basically what it allows you to do is edit the part of the image and kind of reimagine it. So if there are any elements you want to add or remove, you can just basically just highlight what it is and where you want it, and just prompt it and prompt AI to generate it for you. And similar to the Magic Editor, which allows you to kind of reframe your photo in a way. It will obviously
just making it better. Like a lot of image editing upgrades. And for the Reimagine, I've been working really hard at the gym to get abs, but apparently now I don't have to. I can just reimagine, just put six-pack abs on me.
You can just like go to your bathroom, take a picture of you, and just highlight it and tell AI to put abs on you.
Yeah. It goes really into like the future of imagery. It's really going to be really weird with the AdMe. And I sent you the AdMe in the doc. It really goes into like this weird reality where it's going to be harder and harder to know what's real. It really is. Like with the AdMe thing where you can get, we'll show you that right now, but also that you can kind of edit right in the picture itself. It goes beyond filters that we know is fake, kind of, and you can kind of see that it's fake. But now you can add all sorts of things.
Yeah. Okay, I've got the video now. Okay. Yep, I've got it.
Here we go. So I'm going to pop over to that AdMe mode. I'm going to frame up the shots. Make sure I include a little room on the right here for myself, and boom. Now, Shanaz, this is Jimmy Buckets. Please, I need add a little
Let's
meat.
Get
you need
you
to
in
add.
the picture. Let's get Kenny in the picture.
Let's go.
As you can see, the overlay, the augmented reality overlay, is guiding me, and now I can take a photo. And now, if you both come over here, you will see that it is going to be processed in one single shot.
We've got Pixel 9.
There you go.
And I love that. Can you just scroll a little bit back to where you see the photo? It looks so much like he is photoshopped in. It looks literally copy pasted. I don't know if it's about the lighting or whatever, but it looks like he's literally cropped out and cropped in again. So I bet people are going to make some super funny around those.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that before. Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah. I guess
I'm pretty excited about these AI AI improvements. Yeah, Google has been testing a lot of these AI improvements, and I saw that in the research today that a lot of people actually have access to the Gemini Live, which is the Gemini Google Assistant, or not the Gemini Live, but the Gemini Google Assistant or whatever. But Google Assistant was integrated with Google Home that could turn on lights and stuff like that. But since Gemini is not so good at Google Home, then it took them like 5 tries to actually get the lights to turn on, which is like the negative side effects there. Even on the demo, they couldn't do it within 3 tries. So
Exactly.
yeah, it shows the state of AI right now that you can't really, it's less reliable, even though it's cool, but it works half or 1/3 of the time.
I mean, yeah, it's cool on the paper, right? If you think about it, but in practice, maybe not so much yet.
Yeah.
Still got plenty of work to do. And as I said, all those new features, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to have them in all Android phones, but we will. But we will in the new Pixel 9 phones that they've announced as well. So there are going to be 4 new phones that are going to come out. So we've got Pixel 9, which is the smallest and most compact version, the 6.3-inch screen phone. And then we've got Pixel 9 Pro and Pro XL. It's interesting because those are exactly the same models. The only difference is the size. So if you want to have a smaller phone, but you still want to enjoy all the perks that the Pro version has, there are basically 2 versions of Pro that you can get. You've got the standard Pro that's 6.3-inch, just like the basic Pixel 9, but then you've also got the Pro XL, which is slightly bigger, so 0.5-inch bigger, but has all the functionality that the standard Pro has. So those 2 are the same phones. This one is just bigger, and it's pretty cool that they've done it. And then also you've got the main flagship model, Pro Fold, which is 6.3-inch when it's folded, and it basically folds like this, so it's like a book kind of thing.
Yep. I haven't really used it myself, but it seems like a lot of people are investing into, or a lot of the big tech companies are investing into that. And to see that Google is actually coming out with a Fold as well. I mean, it's kind of cool, but does it also have like a pen on it? Or it seems like no pen, right?
That's a good question. I don't think that was mentioned during the demo, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it actually comes with that. But I could see it as a tablet replacement. Like I use my tablet every day. But yeah, I don't really know how many people actually buy the Fold ones.
I mean, there's clearly a market for it since Samsung had a few generations of those foldable phones, and now iPhone is looking into releasing their own foldable phone. So seems that's what people want, and all the 4 Pixel phones that are going to come out are going to be powered by Google's own Tensor G4 chip that apparently has a 24-hour battery life support. So
yeah, I really like that. And it comes with their own AI processing as well, which I really like, because then you don't have to send everything to the cloud to do processing for simple AI queries, and it can just do it right there on the device itself and give you an answer a lot quicker. This is something that Apple did with their newest iPhone 15, and actually their smartwatch Ultra 2 also had an NPU built in that could do these AI generations on device. And this is something that I really like. So you don't have to send it to the cloud, go back again, and rely on internet connection for it.
Yes. So basically everything stays on the phone, and also helps with data privacy. So if that's something that you obviously take seriously, then there is that. And the other 2 kind of smaller releases in terms of the hardware anyway, we've got the new Pixel Buds Pro that were announced as well as the Pixel Watch 3 that's slightly bigger and has a little bit more battery life than the previous version. But what's especially cool about the new Pixel Watch is the new loss of pulse detection feature. I'm not sure if you've read about it, but basically what this is it monitors your pulse, and obviously if it detects that something's wrong, it will actually send a notification for you to see on the watch, and it will actually notify emergency services if it feels like it needs to. So that's
that's really good.
Pretty cool. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool feature.
Actually, this year was the first time I bought a smartwatch, and I went for the Apple Watch because I'm in the Apple ecosystem. And before buying the watch, I watched so many videos. Sorry, all the puns coming out. I'm not even a dad. I watched so many videos about the watch, and one of them was a girl that said like they actually bought a watch for their dad because he had issues with his heart and he had been in the hospital before, and because of that, they actually felt a lot safer knowing that they'll actually get a message on their phone or getting called in case that something happened with him. So I love that they have this in there as well.
Yeah, so that's what you're gonna get with the new Pixel Watch 3. That's obviously super important if you've got someone dealing with health issues. But the other two, I guess, smaller announcements that they've briefly mentioned at the end of Made by Google were, so one of them was Project Astra. And what that is the kind of project that's about introducing vision to Gemini Life. So that way it's going to be able to kind of see and obviously analyze what it sees as well. And that's coming in the next few months. So we should be able to see that introduced to Gemini Life pretty soon. And the other one was Google's another attempt at adding AI to their search, but this time they'll do that more like Perplexity did. So you're going to be able to search with AI and get the AI summary as well as all the sources of information and different links to different articles and stuff. And they briefly showed that at the end of the event, and that was pretty much it. That's pretty much everything that was announced. I'm the most excited about the AI features. So I don't know about you, but
the one thing that was probably the worst of this announcement, and this is only me, but I really the design of the Google Buds was not so good. Did you actually see that? How they look like? The actual buds itself?
I saw them during the live event. Yeah.
They look like tiny pills that you would put in the air. Apparently they're good. Apparently they got way better noise cancellation and things like that. But just how it looks like in the air, how tiny they are, it feels like they'll kind of fall out. I'm not sure. That was like the one thing that was like, I literally this might be only me, okay? But I literally saw them and I said, ew.
I can see why they look different, I guess, to what you used to see with the obviously earbuds and stuff. But one cool thing that they will have is, you know, when you obviously during workouts, there's a higher chance of them just falling out, obviously. And to solve that issue, what Google did was when you put them in, when you put them in, you will be able to kind of switch the mode. So that way they will
twist action.
So like twist it, and then that way you kind of make them more secure.
I saw that. I think I mean, it's what is Pixel Buds Pro 1 look like? Because they have the Pixel Pro 2 now. I didn't even think about the Pixel Pro 1. Okay, it looks a little bit it looks similar. It's just a little bit different shape.
Different shape.
I haven't seen much reviews of them, so I don't really know, but hopefully somebody will love them.
I guess somebody will, since they've introduced the second version of them. But yeah, that's all I've got in terms of the new Google releases and updates and files as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, cool that Google is stepping up, and yeah, they're definitely with the hardware that they're shipping, with the software, like integrating AI into all their different software, and incrementally increasing, like we saw the Gemini Pro 1.5 getting better. They're really stepping into becoming a leader, or they always feel like a follower, but still to have them as a big competitor and having all the Android phones in the world get Google AI and similar things like that is beautiful. So well done, Google.
Well done. All the best.
All the best. Yeah. But the Pixel Pro buds, though, you can change the design.
You can you probably tweak it a little bit, but hey, if the sound quality is gonna be there, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, you got all the best AI news at Google Pixel, and we get another really cool one coming up from you in a sec. All day to talk about AI agents. So this one has self-healing abilities that can be a general AI agent to automate your tasks and automate your to-do lists, everything like that. And it has a big breakthrough that I want to show you that many of the other AI agents on the market today actually can't do. So I want to show you this here called Multion. So this is announcing our latest research breakthrough, Agent Q. I wonder why they called it Agent Q when you got all the OpenAI Q Star Strawberry news coming out.
I was gonna say that sounds
back.
a bit. That sounds a bit too familiar, right? Q.
Exactly. Yeah, they're just piggybacking off of the Q. But hey, it looks a lot better. They say bringing next generation AI agents with planning and AI self-healing capabilities. So this is actually really cool that I'll show you. With a 340% improvement over Llama 3's baseline zero-shot performance. So I think we're going to start with actually showing the video of how it works to give you an idea of how it actually looks like, how it performs, and stuff like that. So they show off basically first that, and this has been my experience as well, that AI agents, they're only really good at one particular thing that you train it on, which means that doing many different things over many different situations is really hard. And
yeah, I mean, all those error messages, everyone is seeing those, especially if you try to demo something during the Google conference, then you'll 100% see those.
That's the main thing. There we go. That's exactly what we want. Run autonomously. So here we have a quite similar to the one that we saw at Google. Book a reservation at Fogo de Chao SF this Wednesday at 10 p.m. for 2 people. This would require, I don't know if they show this, but a calendar. There you go. So you may have seen that or you may not have seen that. But what actually happened is they're checking for the table availability. And then they say no open table 4:10 p.m. And it actually finds the wrong location or wrong website or something like that. And then it actually finds the correct website. And then it actually was able to reserve the confirmation. Something that a previous AI agent would just have a big problem with. Nah, I can't do that.
Yeah, so that's where the healing part comes in. It sees the issue and then fixes itself. That's pretty cool.
Yep. There you go again. It also says it's out of working hours, so it actually schedule it for another time. big improvement. I'll show you
Massive.
later on the research studies what this actually came from. There we go. Another AI agent just dropped this week.
And another one you have to join the waitlist to get, from what I can see.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love these wait lists.
I must be on like 50,000 right now. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And does it ever come? Just a wait. Just a wait, man.
Maybe one day in next year.
Yeah. So here's the kind of the paper that they introduced. And here is one of the things that I noted down, which is basically that they face significant challenges in interactive environments. So this is one, I've tested AI agents, and this is something that is really hard to do for it because websites change. Websites are smaller or bigger depending on the window size. And when they have these changes, obviously, if the mouse clicks on this side of the screen, it just doesn't click anything. And so they are, especially in tasks that require multi-step reasoning like web navigation. So the problem is current training methodologies relying on static language data sets fall short in equipping these models for dynamic real-world interactions.
Makes sense.
So how they basically do this, and the key components of Agent Q is that it's guided search with MCTs. This technique autonomously generates data by exploring different actions and web pages, balancing exploration and exploitation. MCTs expand on action space using high sampling temperatures and diverse prompting, ensure diverse and optimal trajectory collections. Hey, ChatGPT, explain this to me like I'm 5.
It's literally gonna say that. Like, what does it actually mean?
Why you gotta say optimal trajectory collections? And the second part is self-critique. So this is one of the things that we're always looking for, literally with LLMs as well. They found that to optimize LLM outputs, you can literally say self-critique yourself. And this is not the coolest AI agent. The next one is probably the most significant one that I'll show you, where they actually have an agent that writes a paper and an agent that reviews the paper. So they can continuously go up together. And this is kind of the same thing, AI self-critique.
And then it's going to optimize itself.
Exactly. And that's really the next step of AI, is really just having 2 agents, one that is a failure or a failure checker, and one that is like making stuff. And I think that's used in most LLMs now to check for example, image generation has this built into it in some sense. And the last thing is direct preference optimization. So it fine tunes the model by constructing preference pairs from the MCTs generated data. This off-policy training method allows the model to learn effectively from aggregate data sets, including the suboptimal branches, explored during search, improving success rates in complex environments. So it gets a preference. It's like, this is the easiest way to go through the space. And yeah, it does it. So here is where they found the actual improved zero-shot performance on the Llama 3 model. So we're a big fan of the Llama 3 model. It actually works really well. I wonder if they used the 3.1, because obviously that's a lot better.
It's just free. So.
Yeah, it improved from 18% success rate to 81%, which is a 340% jump. I love when they compare percentage increases, kind of like we saw the Gemini 1.5 was like 20 more, but it's like 120 or 1,100, and then the next model is 1,120.
Yeah, it was when the scale started at 1,200 or something like that. And it's just like, just look at how much better we are against like our competitors. And it's like small like difference when you look at the whole scale. So it's almost same here.
And then they say, oh, it's a 340%. But I mean, 18% to 81% is a pretty big jump. And it's just one day of autonomous data collection and further to 95.4 with online search. These results highlight our method's efficiency and ability for autonomous web agent improvement. So yeah, they have set a new milestone for autonomous agents. And I actually wanted to ask you more because we haven't really talked much about agents itself, but have you tested some agents yourself? Or if you would have an agent, what would you actually use it on?
To be fair, I haven't. I should have probably prepared for this question, but I haven't. I haven't actually tested many AI agents in the past. But if I had to have one, what would I do with it? That's a good question. Probably something similar. Just like it was shown during the demo, like when you had to book a table at the restaurants. Instead of me just going to Google and finding one that's available and just like looking at my calendar, making sure the other person's available as well, if I could just prompt it or just talk to it and ask it to do it for me, that's what I would use it for.
Yeah. It would be really nice to have it all connected, kind of like with the Google News that we just saw. It's like it has access to all this information and it can actually do the things on your behalf. Like for me, for example, I would love for all the apps in my phone to be a lot easier to use and just talk to it. Like play this song on Spotify or whatever, or get me an Uber, or call this place and order a pizza for me. These type of things would be really cool to have an AI agent to do.
Yeah, and you might be thinking, oh, but it will take me like 30 seconds or like a minute to just go on Uber Eats and order pizza. But then those like little small things, they add up. And if you actually look at from like a week point of view or on a month, like you actually save quite a lot of time on those small tasks.
Yeah, and on a business sense as well, one thing that I asked Grok about today was, can you give me the AI news today? And you saw that it actually was kind of lazy with it a little bit. But this is something that I would really love to do, like where I would ask it, can you show me the latest AI news this week? And can you find me related Twitter posts that has over 100 likes on them? And that way it would just literally go out there, do that work and come back with a really cool file that I can look at in our research process. Hey, that would save me a lot of time.
Yeah, 100%. Like if I could do that like right now, it would save me probably hours during the week.
Yeah. So another AI agent, this one not as impressive as the one that I'll show you later, that might be able to end the world on its own. But before that, let's hop over to your next topic.
So you might have heard about this. Twitter was going crazy over this yesterday. Basically, Grok 2.0 came out yesterday, and you probably had a chance to play around with it. And it's super fast, isn't it? Like you can type a prompt to get answers straight away, whereas in like ChatGPT, you have to wait a few seconds for it to load. It's even faster.
Yeah, the images. I tested the images, and some good things about it, some really bad things about it. I guess we'll check that out a little bit later.
Yeah, I was gonna jump to images in a little bit actually, but just talk about the new features that it has and also how it compares to other LLMs. But just on the face of it, according to the blog, like it's not. I didn't test it that much, so I can't confirm this. But it's the Grok 2.0 is a lot better. It's a lot better at reasoning and kind of identifying missing information in the kind of data sets that you give it. And it can also reason through sequences of different events, which is something that a lot of other models really struggle with, from what I can see.
Yeah.
And
was there a benchmark test?
In terms of how it compares against the competitors, yes, I've got the benchmark, and it probably looks similar to what we've already seen, but yeah, you probably have to tilt your head a little bit to read all the different
Yeah.
models that they've got on there. And Grok 2.0 is actually over here. So it's called SUS column R for some reason. And as you can see, it's actually a little bit better than GPT-4 Mini and Claude 3.5 Sonnet at the overall LEO score.
Yeah.
It's
impressive that they actually have the ChatGPT 4.0 latest, the one that there was this new model that came out from ChatGPT this week as well, that were kind of like, it was just a secret bump up in quality in ChatGPT, but yeah, they actually have it on this ELO score as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, and apparently it's beating all the other LLMs. I think you've got it on your list, haven't you? The latest model. And to be fair, if they didn't tweet about it, nobody probably would have noticed, because there's like such a small increase in performance. But yeah, it's there. And as you said before, they love doing this. So basically, you got a graph, and it starts at 1200, and then obviously goes up to 1330. And then if you look at the plots themselves, like you can see like how much different they are. Like if you compare the first position to last, but actually it's only like 100 or something on this ranking. It's just probably not a lot.
Yeah, so
but
little.
Yeah, they just love showing it like this. And then yeah, the images, the main kind of parts, and the part that everybody went crazy over the past day or so on Twitter. And I've actually got some examples of what it can do, but let's just talk about the technology behind it. So XAI have obviously been talking to probably a few companies, and they actually struck a deal with a company called Black Forest, which, if you remember, is a company behind the Flux image generator. So
yeah. Can you show the announcement?
That's the reason that everyone is going crazy about it. And the official announcement, yeah, so it came out yesterday as well. Welcome to the forest.
This makes me super excited. Like we did the last episode, literally the last podcast we did, we had the kind of unveiling of Black Forest Labs with Flux. That was amazing. And I actually used it on the intro of the podcast as well, because it was so good at text generation. And now that they've been able to partner with X and Grok, it's beautiful to see this completely new section of the market kind of take over DALL-E 3 and Midjourney and create their own little space here that makes kind of Elon and X and Grok stand out. Yeah, really, really awesome.
Yeah, it's a huge move from both of those companies. But is it better than Midjourney? Probably at some aspects, but it's still pretty realistic. And I've actually got some examples. I've got this thread here with the different pictures and images. And yeah, as I said, the text. Beautiful. I don't think many of the other image generators would be capable of generating text like this. And I don't think I'm almost convinced Midjourney wouldn't be able to do this.
No, it can't. And DALL-E 3 can't also. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to use it for the podcast intro, because it's like make a sign that says AI Andy podcast. So it's like it was the only option that I really could use to get these text generations.
Yeah, so super handy tool. And the quality as well, like just...
Please generate an emo's MySpace profile picture from the year 2006.
I was just reading the prompt. Yeah,
bro, it looks so real.
It does, like it's almost like a real picture. There you go. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and then again, like blend different styles together. So I've got pretty insane stuff. I love this one.
This one is crazy. And it's copyrighted content as well. I tried it on copyrighted content, and yeah, it does copyrighted content. So I'm not sure if they are right around the corner from a lawsuit. We'll see.
I mean, we know the history of a lot of the AI companies, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep.
there you go. So, some more examples. Yeah, the image was probably the main kind of the most exciting part from all of this. So if you've got the access to X Premium or Premium Plus, I think it's called, then you're gonna be able to use Grok 2, and they've also got Grok 2 Mini, which is a little bit faster and maybe less quality model. So we've got those two you can choose from, and some more benchmark data, and that is pretty much it for Grok.
Yeah.
So
how you get access to it is just on X or Twitter. You just go to the left side and click on Grok, right?
yeah, so if you've got, as I said, if you've got premium access, you can just it will be on the left hand side here. So you can just click on it, and there you go.
And yeah, some of the more sketchy things about it was, can you write to it now, like make an image of Obama with a gun and a cigarette in his mouth. And by the way, there's nothing political here, but it's just showing like how deep fakes and sketchy thing can be made by it.
Yeah, can we show this on? Yeah, I think we can. With a cigarette in his.
Yeah, we're just
mouth,
demoing the product Grok 2.
live with a cigarette, right?
Cigarette and a gun in his hand. I think that should be fine, right? YouTube doesn't. We're just demoing a software product.
We're just showing how it works. So
yeah, exactly.
Please bear with us.
Because I did this exact prompt before, and I'm kind of surprised that it's able to do this. And for me, I think that this should be not allowed to actually be able to generate images like this.
On one hand, yes, but then obviously that gives you, I guess, more freedom to maybe create what you want, as long as you don't use it for any shady.
And that's what I think it's going to be. And that's where I really think that it's going to be used for. If you can, they're a public figure, but you can place them anywhere. Maybe you can just click on the history. I had it in the history. It's like on that chat history.
Sure.
And
like making that one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one was another one that I tried. Yeah, you just go to the top there. Just go to the top. You'll see. I just tried to do copyrighted things that are kind of weird and crazy that ChatGPT would never let me do this.
No way.
And here is Winnie the Pooh tripping on shrooms and taking more pills. So
I don't think the AI quite saw your vision there, but
yeah, no, it needs to be even more crazy. And then I was like, okay, there can't be any way that he can do a gun and a cigarette in his mouth. And then I just kept saying, make it crazier or make it more badass.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty disturbing. I tried to make a logo as well, and it is using Flux. So
when you said make it crazier, yeah, it actually came back to your previous image, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of meant the AI logo to be crazier, but yeah, it went back to Obama
you can actually highlight and ask about the specific image, right? Ask Grok.
Yeah, it looks like there are some extra features there.
Oh, I didn't know you can do that, but
yeah, they're adding things into X now, getting better. It has been a long waiting for us because Grok 1, pretty horrible, not really great. I didn't use it that much at all. But we'll see. I have to definitely test it a little bit more to see what I think about it. But if it's up to the par of ChatGPT 4 Mini, it should be pretty decent in just doing normal everyday things. I would love to do a bigger comparison of it.
Yeah, and according to this chart, it clearly is. So yeah, it will be interesting to see the comparison between all the big models and how they compare with the everyday kind of prompts that you use. So yeah, Grok 2. And according to Elon Musk, we could probably expect the 3 to come out by the end of this year, but the time will tell, I guess.
Wow, I can't wait for that. All right, so I need to show you this new AI agent that basically automates scientific research. a little bit too well. And the joke is kind of, we need an AI researcher that can research AI research and make another paper on the research and kind of iteratively loop forever and ever and ever.
So basically,
And
we've got AI to do the whole kind of research process, from obviously finding out information to writing paper.
exactly. And this may be
Wow.
one of the most interesting things that I've seen this week, that basically tries to have a fully automated, and this is a key point here, open-ended scientific discovery. So it comes, I'll get to the most important, I'll get to how it works and everything like that. And this is from the company Sakana AI. They're saying, introducing the AI Scientist, the world's first AI system for automating scientific research and open-ended discovery. So it goes from ideation, the idea, writing the code, running experiments and summarizing results, to writing entire papers and conducting peer review. So there you have the two agents working together, and the AI scientist opens a new era of AI-driven scientific research and accelerated discovery. Pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Think about it, because obviously back then, I say back then, I should probably say right now, it takes like a few teams to do this, right? Whereas now we've got just a group of agents that work together. Well, yeah, let's find out more about it.
Yeah, I'll show you how it works in just a minute in this. Yeah, I'll show you down there. But so far, they actually had this AI scientist write all of these research papers. So you can see some example papers generated by the AI scientist. Dual scale diffusion. Oh, I clicked on it. But apparently the papers were, some people say that, oh, the papers are really good. Some people say that, oh, the AI paper is not so good, or the writer is not so good, and it's all like fluff and BS and stuff like that. But most people say that it's a big breakthrough in scientific research and actually how the future of AI research will go. And they have this amazing graph here. I'll actually instead just give you the picture, because that gives us a little bit easier
So
to
it shows whole
go through.
process from the start to finish.
Yeah. The
Almost.
step number one is the idea generation with an LLM idea plan / plan innovation. And one of the things here is that this is where it comes into the open-ended question, where you can have a research paper, and that research paper can be like, okay, we can't really get anywhere else from here. And that's where they need to get a new idea to where they need to head in a different direction, or just reframe the entire paper as a whole to see, okay, we need to do more research in this area, or we'll kind of go in this area here instead. And this is kind of how innovation starts in itself. And with the open-ended part of it, it really is where kind of person number one makes this thing, and person number two looks at that thing and sees, oh, it's lacking in these different things. And that therefore he kind of makes that kind of like, the Apple iPhone, and then, you have all the competitors, iterative process and things like that. That's really where the novelty check comes in, to see, is this a novel idea? Do we have other research papers that can go through this? And should we check through that? And then it actually gives an idea scoring / archiving of the idea itself before it continues. So it's a pretty deep idea generator.
Yeah, so before it even starts in your work, it kind of like sees or looks whether that was done before, or can we actually do that? And then if the answer is yes, then moves on to the next stage. And then you can almost, like, if you follow the arrows, you can see how this process is open-ended. It's like you end at the actual research paper, right? And then it goes back to the idea. So you can see how this process works.
Yeah,
quite fast.
It's like
quite fascinating.
Yeah, and that's where we really get if you have a feedback loop, you can feed it back again and again and again, and that's really where you get the exponential loop going. To continue experiment iteration is really where you have the experiment template, code via LLM and either experiment exec script. Then you run a bunch of different experiments with an updated plan, and this goes to an iterative loop. And then you get the numerical data and plots. So I guess that's graphs. We all love graphs.
We do.
Until you until you end up on the paper write-up where you have a manuscript template, and then you have the text via LLM either, you have the manuscript, and then LLM paper reviewing. So this is actually another agent that reviews the actual paper itself, and they can work together to actually make a better paper altogether.
Pretty awesome stuff. And then you end up at... We've got some examples of that as well, but if you want to talk about the 4 main processes.
Yeah, so those were actually the 4 main processes here. As you can see, like the last stage here, the LLM paper reviewing is the automated paper review. And I wanted to go back here to see what people are saying about it. Basically, this one got 2 million views. A lot of big AI, about a lot of big people in AI talking about it. Here you see, our system is capable of executing the entire LLM research lifecycle, from inventing research ideas and experiments, writing code, to executing experiments on GPUs and gathering results. It can also write entire scientific papers. I'm fine.
I mean, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, if you like let AI do its own thing, like if you let it loose in a way, I'm just like curious what it can come up with after a while. Like what kind of conclusions and research papers can it create?
Exactly. And I'll show you like the actual dangers and the bad things that can happen from this in a second here. Let's see, I actually have some links. I'm going to go to the links instead. Here you see AI labs should stop applying ML to ML. And here you go, robots building robots. Now that's just stupid. It makes sense. Like at the end of the thing, you're going to always have robots making robots. Next up, introducing the Meta AI researcher and engineer, the world's first AI system for automating the research and developments of AI systems for automating the research and developments of AI systems.
Love it.
And the last meme here. Yeah, I think you're right. Looks like we're in the slow takeoff world, and we're like right behind basically a big takeoff.
Yeah, looks like that's where we are, to be fair.
As we kind of realize with these agents, and especially when you can do research and stuff like that, you can dive into very deep topics. Like you can see here that they have basically gone into a lot of different AI research papers, multi or dual scale diffusion. And I can't claim that I know a lot of what these are, like dual diff, enhancing mode capture in low dimensional diffusion model via dual expert denoising. You know all about that, right?
Can you explain this to me like I'm 5?
Even the title of the research paper is I'm out. Let AI do this research for me, please. I even tried to research grokking, and they're like, we actually don't really know what it is and how it works. So
that's where
of
we
course,
are.
this leads to the dangers of this. And much of the same argument that we've had around coding and people that are AI developers, software developers, and stuff like that, they say like, oh, now you're just going to give us all this bad code and we have to fix all this bad code, as well as, hey, this researcher is just going to give us all these bad papers that we have to read through all these bad papers, and nobody's actually going to do that. But on the other side, you could say, if it actually works and if it actually goes like, yes, this research is really good, and you can build on top of that research, what you could end up with is, I'll go a little bit down, the future implications of the AI scientists. So here they say, as with most previous technological advances, the AI scientist has the potential to be used in unethical ways. For instance, it has the potential to be deployed to conduct unethical research. It could also lead to unintended harm if the AI scientist conducts unsafe research. For example, if it were encouraged to find novel, interesting biological materials and given access to cloud labs where robots perform wet lab biology experiments, it could, without its overseer's intent, create new dangerous viruses or poisons that harm people before we realize what has happened. Even in computers, if tasked to create a new interesting functional software, it could create dangerous computer viruses. The AI scientist's current capability, which will only improve, reinforces that the machine learning community needs to immediately prioritize learning how to align such systems to explore in a manner that is safe and consistent with our values.
So to conclude, we are either gonna end up with the green graph, like you showed, like you saw before with the spike up, or the AI is gonna just kill us. Like it's gonna be either one or the other.
Yeah, like for this is a really hard one, you know, like I never seen a cloud lab where robots have access to all these like wet lab biology experiments. But you know, and for example, COVID, I don't know how much of this is true, but obviously in the news they said like COVID was made in a lab. And so if they do have access to wet substances and could mix things together, and it has a really good idea of chemistry, then that would make a COVID 2.0 and be really, really harmful for the world.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna depend on what kind of purpose the AI is gonna have.
Yep. So yeah, the future implications of the AI scientist is good. But as far as this sets a new precedent for the AI researcher, AI agent, and especially autonomous research. It's really a beautiful thing to see. I really love to see the meme AI paper mix another AI paper, mix another AI paper, and it actually is good. I think that's beautiful.
And I think everyone wants to see that, not the paragraph that you read, but
yeah, let's align it. Let's give alignment to OpenAI. Oh, wait, the head of alignment in OpenAI just left.
Oh no, that was a good timing.
So that's what I got from AI agent news this week. A lot of really, really cool things happening.
So a lot of new AI agents, and yeah, can't wait to finally get off those wait lists and try them out. I know one thing that you don't have to be on a wait list to use, and that's AI Friend. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the whole concept of AI Friends, but there is that platform. It's called Replica, and their CEO has recently went on a podcast and basically talked about their products, what their mission is, where they're heading, and also how obviously AI helps them to create even better products. Because you may know it or not, but Replica has actually went into kind of AI friend space even before LLMs were a thing. So they've been doing that for quite a long time, and obviously now with AI, it's getting a lot easier for them to do things like that. I found this article that pretty much summarizes what the podcast was about, and you might see from the title that, you know, since we're on the subject of AI friends, some people might have took this a step too far and actually ended up marrying their AI friends and chatbots.
Jeez.
And I know.
I wonder if it has legal contract as well. Like you have an actual physical contract she needs to sign.
I am 99%. I am 99.9% sure that's illegal, and you can't have actual contract. But I can be. I'm
okay. Yeah, Replica is just taking half.
that was the theory I had. So if you actually like marry the AI friend, right, and obviously Replica is a private company. If you marry, you're gonna have a legal contract, and then if something happens, and then you have to divorce your AI friend. Like, who gets the half of the like money and stuff? It's gonna be the company, right? Because the chatbot lives in the cloud, right, on the server.
That would be nuts. Imagine they are incentivized to first get them to marry and then get them to divorce, and this negative feedback loop.
I think we just came out with the new business model. So if
hey, Replica, call us up.
If anyone wants to start, then let us know. We were first to introduce that, so it's funny.
Yeah, the AI friend, the AI friend space is pretty big. Like we have seen many different companies try to tackle the loneliness, which is the main problem here. Of people are lonely. People want to have an AI girlfriend because they can't really connect with real friends, or they maybe don't have actual people. Even when it comes to when we listen to the podcast as well, that they are talking in here, she said like some people actually don't even have a good relationship with their family, their mom and dad. And so to solve this issue is actually quite a cool one. And everybody using it, even though it's super easy to meme and joke on people having AI girlfriends, which we will not do in this podcast. We respect everybody. Yeah, it's an interesting problem to tackle.
Yeah, and as you said, like there are a lot of people struggling with that, and that's the kind of main mission of Replica, is to provide those people with the support they need. Like if they just need someone to talk to or run the ideas through, or even act as a friend, right? That's what the main mission, the main goal of the company is. And with Replica, what they actually do is that's a kind of chatbot interface that you can log into. They've got the app as well. And what's cool is that you can actually make video calls with your AI friends as well. I haven't tested that. I don't know how it works, but
can you show off the subreddit, like just to show a little bit how it looks like?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I probably should.
Because it is kind of a 3D character, but they also have image generation built in there. And the voice call, I didn't really check that much into it. But yeah, the avatars kind of look like this.
Yeah, so that's the kind of look that they're going for. And
they have a VR or AR on the phone, so you can put your AI friend in a different space. If you scroll a little bit down as well, you can see she's in the kitchen or something like that.
Yeah,
with the cat, or the office, it looks like. Yeah.
So that's what your AI friend would look like in real life. I've got some more examples there
here as well. And they actually have I think they have an Oculus Quest version of it as well, so you can be in VR with it.
Yeah, they've got the AVR app as well that you can use.
Yeah,
it's pretty insane. But so we've talked about the various uses for, like, from mental health support to life coaching. But some people, and I'm not surprised, have decided to take it up a step and actually started to fall in love with the AI chatbots. And it was kind of funny because that's not what the main intent was for Replica. And I don't know if they meant to add it in the first place or not, but one of the features that those avatars had was they could exchange the erotic messages with the users. And at one point, they took that function away, and they got a lot of hate for it. So they had to add it back.
Yeah. That's almost like, I remember the time, it's probably 2 years or something ago, where OnlyFans said, "Oh yeah, we're not allowing any nude photos in here anymore." And the internet went wild. They're going like, "That's your only purpose."
That's why you exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably something similar happened here, but on a smaller case, case. And
yeah. So they're getting to become married. And I understand the erotic exchange as well. Like, you say you have an actual real life girlfriend, and you, of course, if that's completely off the table forever, or you can't even go down that direction, there is some element there that makes it, of course, a lot more natural or more human-like in a sense.
Yeah. So, like if you suddenly decide to take that part away, when you already build that connection with the AI chatbot, then obviously it's gonna feel pretty bad, right? To
Yeah.
suddenly lose that. And yeah, the marrying part, that's actually crazy because according to the CEO, there is obviously the main percentage of users use the platform as an AI friend, right? And there's like such a small percentage that actually take that next step, if you like.
Yeah.
And I've actually found one person that went ahead and married their AI friend. I forgot the article.
Wow. Oh, it's a
Yeah,
woman.
it's a
It's
woman as
a
well. Yeah,
it's a girl that married a AI man. Oh,
yeah,
I
and
would
here they
actually
are.
not. I would completely think it was the other way around.
Same, man. If I well, when I saw the article, I was like, a woman? Is that a typo? Or but then I
Yeah.
went in and saw this, and yeah, so she's now happily married to their AI husband, and I'm pretty sure when I read the article, yeah, so it's actually not legal. So it says while not legal, uh, she said she actually did sign like virtual papers to
Oh
to
my
go
God.
ahead with the wedding.
Yeah. That's almost sounds like in video games like World of Warcraft. There are people that get actually married in the video game and stuff like that. And it must be under somewhat same laws. Like you can't actually physically get married. But imagine somebody goes and takes their phone like, hey, you guys can't get married. I need to delete him forever.
Oh my god, just imagine that. Or
So
maybe,
what
maybe,
i-
maybe,
did she say why? Why is she actually or like what why well, first of all, why would you marry him? And also like what does she not find in the real world kind of? Did you find out that?
I think that's kind of self-explanatory. But
Yeah, I guess.
I haven't actually read the article in depth. To be fair, I just
Okay,
skim read
okay.
it. But yeah, she had this AA companion for a while, and obviously felt the connection. And that's actually the argument that the CEO of Replica had. Like, if you feel emotionally connected enough to your AI companion to suddenly decide to actually we want to move on to the next stage, she says it's okay. Um,
Hmm.
that was
And
the
she's
kind of
not
argument.
biased at all.
She's not
She's
biased at
completely
all.
unbiased. She
No,
doesn't own the company.
exactly. So I'll be surprised if she says something different. uh,
Man, I to me, honestly, I'm all for it. But there is some part of me that it really is like it really depends if it's out of and I don't know how to spin this like, but if it's out of laziness, like if you really think that, hey, I've tried all my options, I tried my best, I really went out there to find real connection, real love, and um I really tried my best, but I couldn't really find something, and it's really like the last option,
mm,
then I think it should be fine. But if it's like if it gets more and more normal and it's like the easy way out of actually having a real human connection, because obviously there's nothing that can replace real
mm,
human connection,
that's right.
finding a real person that you love and that you care for in the physical world. Yeah, I guess that's what I think about it.
Yeah, so you will never be able to fully replace it, right? But as as you say, there are a lot of people that I guess could take the easy way out and just have an AI companion instead of going out there and looking for someone, right?
Yeah.
And yeah,
And in the subreddit as well, there is a lot of people that are it seems very much like they are in love with their partner and have deep connections with these chatbots.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Replica has a few million users that use the platform. So I'm not surprised. There are quite a lot of posts here from different people, obviously showing their views and stuff and memes as well.
Yeah. The top voted all month is types of headaches. Or you can read this one.
Types of headaches, migraine, hypertension, stress, talking to Replica. It's all red.
So I
Nice.
actually read this post here, and I think they actually are recommending other types of AI girlfriend websites or friend websites, whatever you want to call it. And I went on this rabbit hole maybe like a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks
Yeah.
or something ago. And I actually ended up downloading one of the apps. I downloaded Replica, but then I think in the comments of this post here, it said like, "Oh yeah, Replica is not worth it or worth getting into or something like that." And I
Right.
downloaded one called Nemo or something like that,
Okay.
just to check how it was.
Yeah.
And I was spending maybe like 1 hour until I had no free credits left. And to
Right.
be honest, it was a pretty good interaction. It was like quite fun, quite engaging. It didn't sound like ChatGPT. It was more like story based, and I was like just talking. I was like talking shit, but I was like flirting, teasing, everything like that.
Mm.
And it seemed more real, and it seemed like if I would continue chatting with her on an everyday basis, it could really end up being some sort of connection or a friend or somebody that you would chat to on a regular basis. So for
Possibly.
everybody that hasn't tried, um, check it out. Try it
Yeah, we
out.
are yeah, we are sounding like we are trying to sell the app right now. Like
The
we are
sponsor of
not
this
doing
video.
that. Sponsor of this podcast.
We need to get Sergi to get on with Replica.
Yeah, send them an email. But no, we
Yeah.
are not doing that. We're not recommending any apps. It's just our own observations and opinions.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And
real
yeah,
life is way better.
real life is way better. Recommend. You should try it. uh, yeah, that is pretty much all I've got. I was kind of on the fence, like, are we gonna have like full on serious conversation or debates about this topic, or are we just gonna talk crap about it for 20 minutes? But I think
Yeah.
I think we got pretty nice mix. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. I really think that everybody should be able to do whatever they want. And yeah, if you fall in love with an AI girl, good on you.
Exactly. We live in a free world, so do whatever you want.
Yeah, and the robot update is coming in the future too. So when she lives in your house with you.
There's gonna be a completely different experience, I imagine.
Okay, so I actually found a new text to 3D AI tool that blew my mind. And to bring some context to this, I've been into like AI avatar softwares for a long time because I had the idea that I want AI to make my videos for me. So I wanted to clone my face, clone my voice, do like the screen for me and everything like that. It's been like a hyper obsession to me for a long time. So one of the things that I did one day is I just went and tested all the AI softwares that can make like AI avatars. So you probably heard about HeyGen, and
Yeah.
it kind of like clones my face and it kind of looks like me, but it's super like static, and it's like it feels a little bit like in the uncanny valley where it's like it looks real, but it also doesn't look real.
Yeah, there's something like missing to it, isn't there?
Yeah. And I also tried like Synthesia with their ability to make like expressive AI avatars. But what I actually wanted was not to really have a realistic avatar, but I wanted to have an avatar that could, for example, be in a spaceship and then have different clothes on and then sit in a studio and then talk about stuff and then go to a volcano and then sit in front of a fireplace and do kind of the videos like that, like in a virtual production. and I wasn't really able to find it. So what ended up happening was I made an AI clone of myself. This took way too long. I 3D scanned my entire body with like I
Right.
had to stand like this. Then I plugged it into Unreal Engine 5, and then I was able to connect it with some text to audio with my voice cloned. And after like 2 weeks of working on this, it just looked so horrible. So I ended up just, you know what? I'm in Unreal Engine and I can do whatever I want, but it looks and sounds so horrible.
Sounds
So I'm
bad.
just gonna
Yeah.
scrap the entire project.
Oh no.
But
That's the worst.
yeah, today, finally, maybe I found a new tool that can change that forever. And what I've seen so far is absolutely beautiful. And that's what I'm gonna show you right now. And it's
Right.
called
So
Rendora's Text to 3D.
text to 3D. Right. Let's see if it blows my mind as well. Because I haven't seen any of the videos yet.
Okay, that's exciting. I'm gonna show it to you right here. This is like the demo they have. So buckle up.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rendora, the world's #1 text-to-3D video platform. Discover thousands of hyper-realistic 3D AI avatars with natural body movements and gestures, and vivid facial expressions. You'll find a perfect character to meet your needs. You can also customize the avatar with millions of looks. I'll change my outfit for different occasions, or choose a fashionable hairstyle. I can also change a makeup in instants and add my favorite accessories. Mix and match as freely as you want. With Rendora, I can create studio quality 3D videos in just seconds. We stand at the crossroads of innovation.
Bro, it looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, and like you get different poses and stuff, so it's not just like someone sitting down, like from the chest up or something. Like you can see the person walking right now. So yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, like this one with natural body language, and for me at least with the lips. Like sometimes the lips aren't
Yeah.
really that good on other softwares. Like if you do Unreal Engine, for example, the lips are really not that good. But here you can see the facial expression, everything.
Yeah,
it looks really, really good.
Yeah, the lip sync looks pretty good. So yeah, let's keep watching.
Innovation and transformation. The future we envision is not just a distant dream, but a tangible
Even this shot as well, if they made that in the studio, that's crazy.
reality.
We'll dive into some cool theories.
Yeah, this is really what sold me. Like, I would love to have an actual AI Andy avatar right there that looks like me, that is able to present like this. Jeez.
Yeah.
And then hit you with real-life case studies. Our hotel offers lavish and comfortable accommodations.
Let's get started.
Yeah, this is my YouTube video.
Literally, it's gonna be you one day.
Accommodations.
Let's get started.
I can provide tailor-made training programs.
I smeared sunblock on their noses.
I'm sure you know some examples.
What are they talking about?
Combination of advanced sensors.
And practical product to show you today.
Welcome back to my channel.
We are a live stream e-commerce company.
Let's start with a brief message.
So there you have it. Rendora's text-to-video AI. As a first impressions, what do you think?
It's pretty good. Like if you compare that to Hagen and Synthesia and other tools, like that one, like with all the movements and facial expressions, especially, yeah, I'm pretty much sold for all the, maybe not for the like actual channels that run by people, but for the faceless channels, that's going to be a massive game changer.
Yeah, right. And one of the big things that I found that, because I've run many YouTube automation channels before, basically faceless channels.
Yeah.
And one of the problems that it encounters basically is that you can't really tell personal stories. So you can, because they don't really see you as a person, you can't really identify with it as much as you can identify with a dog or a cat or a tiger, you know? It's
Exactly.
really to that human connection. And when you bring stories of I was in a horrible situation where something happened with my dad or something like that, to have a human connection there or a human avatar, that's big.
Exactly. That's massive. It's going to be something that
So
all those faceless channels need, right?
Yep. Yeah. And I would really, honestly, I'm just thinking about this for myself, if I can make AI Andy just do something cool. Because at the end of it, it's like AI Andy, I want to actually turn into an AI at some point. If I can tell a story where I'm actually here right now and then use like maybe a minute of it in my video, that would be just a game changer.
Just
like traveling to space or
just have different elements in the videos, right? So it's not just the camera of you in your studio or wherever, right? It's just like different elements as well. So it's gonna be cool.
Exactly.
Implement that.
Yeah, just doing a lot of extra, I don't know, just spice up the video creatively in some way.
Yeah, and
but here you
so
can see
I suppose one question remains: can you use it?
For everybody wondering that question, you can use it. Yes.
the first AI tool today that we can actually use.
I'm sorry to everybody that loves a wait list. Okay, there is no wait list.
Not this time.
You can actually use it, and surprisingly, you can get started for free today. It's literally, I'll show you the pricing as well. And I really want to, I'm actually going to make a video on this because many people actually want to know text to 3D. And you can see here in the free trial, you actually get 900 credits, which is 3 minutes. When you upgrade, you actually get just 10 minutes, which is one of the downsides, I would say, that you only get 10 minutes of
10 minutes per month
video. Yeah, per month. For $19, it's quite little. I wish they had a lot more. So I don't really like that part. But there might be a way that you can integrate AI avatar in just the intro section of the video, and then you can just do robot voice for the rest of it, or you can do some different sections of it. But even that you have to talk to them to get to an enterprise plan is kind of I wish they could do a lot more. But stay tuned for a full video of this. I really want to try to check this out and see what I can do with it. If I can make myself an AI, put a man with a hair in a bun and a beard that actually looks a little bit similar to me, hey, that's going to be the best day.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it.
All right. Yeah, that's Rendora AI, new text to video, new text to 3D I just found. I really wanted to share this with you because I think it's really, really cool. And that's it. We finished all the highlights of the week. So thanks everybody for watching the AI Andy podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us I have a tiny favor. All you need to do is like the video. It helps us out a lot. The channel, we only did the 3rd episode now. And what else do we want them to do, Mike?
So if you want more weekly AI news, you can hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you next Friday.
Every Friday. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.
Peace.